Hello everyone and welcome to this very special edition of, what shall we call this?
Post-Bilic pint?
Post-Bilic pint, yeah, that's a good one. We're not having a pint though.
No, I'm having a can.
Yeah, turn it round. I'm not advertising.
Post-Bilic discussion, I suppose.
Post-Bilic discussion.
Yeah, I think that's a good title. Post-Bilic discussion. Obviously, there's an international break, games tomorrow or tonight as you're watching this. But over the last week, you know that Slaven Bilic has finally lost his job at West Ham United, and David Moyes has been appointed. So first of all, let's discuss Bilic's reign and what's gone wrong for him. We'll start at the beginning, I suppose, with Bilic.
Last season at the bowling.
Last season at the bowling, yeah.
The happy time.
I remember me and Ryan doing a video back then. Not sure.
Yeah, he wasn't first choice, second or even third choice, was he, for the board? And we was all a bit, is he going to take to the Premier League? Is he a good appointment? You know, he loved the club. It was a gamble. It was a massive gamble, wasn't it? But
big gamble.
That season it paid off.
I think it was brilliant that season. It was one of my favourite.
Yeah, it's, in my time supporting West Ham, it's up there with the time we finished fifth in the Premier League. You know, it's definitely up there.
It was the best season for me from when we finished third.
I don't think it was. I don't think
up there with that.
The league position, because the league position ended up being a little bit disappointing in the end with Southampton pipping us at the last day and whatever. But it was the manner of the way we was playing.
Beating all the big teams as
It
well.
was the victories as well, like the going away to the big teams. You know, I don't think we lost to a top six side that season.
No, I didn't.
Tottenham. And
was
they've
the
done
only
4-1,
Yeah,
didn't
Tottenham.
they?
Yeah,
But
that was the only one.
yeah, it was like you say, it wasn't the league position, but it was just the fact that we were going to these places and giving the big boys a bloody nose.
Even Man City away. I mean, when we went 2-0 up and then just De Bruyne scored just before half time. I remember me and him sitting there thinking, "Oh, here we go." Second half, like it was just a different West Ham, wasn't it? It was.
See, I think a lot of that season he did benefit from the Allardyce defence, didn't he?
Not only that, Dimitri Payet played out of his skin. Noble played out of his skin that season. A lot of players turned up for Bilic that season, and they had the spirit of the bowling. The fans every week, the bowling was sold out. The fans were.
It was like the old bowling, wasn't it? The atmosphere was back.
The thing is that the football we played in that season, you know, it was a good send off, wasn't it? You know, and you thought like everything's going to be hunky dory.
Yeah, the West Ham way last season at bowling would have probably been relegation. You know what I mean? But, no, we was on the verge. We was 2 games away from Champions League football. We chucked that away ourselves. We had a good cup run as well. It was only lost to United in the replay. You know, it was a great season. Great wins.
Yeah.
Well, we had European football as well.
Well.
Was that was we in Europe in the last
the
season at bowling? Yeah.
Bilic's first game was against.
Do you remember watching?
Domzala,
yeah, I remember. Yeah,
Domzala, and it was
we got it for fair play, didn't we?
Yeah, summer's night, wasn't it? You know,
Was that
like being on the continent watching football.
Was that
Was it Domzala?
That's the one where we had to climb all the way to the top of the West Stand.
Oh yeah.
Don't let me buy the tickets.
No, it was it started off then, and it was probably a good thing we went out of Europe that early. We all wanted to be in Europe, but when you look at that season, yeah.
In the end,
it went a bit stale in the middle. Could you see any signs back then?
we were starting to ship goals towards the end of that season.
Well, in the middle, we're talking about the middle at the minute when we lost Payet.
The thing is, when you look at the middle, it weren't so like.
Oh, you mean middle of Bilic's run?
Yeah. Middle of that season.
Oh yeah, well when he got injured, sorry.
We got a lot of draws.
Yeah,
we ground out.
Yeah, we still went unbeaten in my Payet.
We got beat by Spurs, didn't we? That 4-1. That was the first game Payet missed. But then after that, we ground out results, and you thought, well, hang on, maybe he has got a bit of. You know-how because we were playing this good football.
He had a plan B.
Yeah, he did.
Which he ain't had for 2 seasons.
No. You know, and when you look at that season on a whole, even up till then, you know, you lose your star player, which every team says your team's not a one-man team. I think looking back at it now, that season we was sort of a one-man team because he made us tick.
Well, we was always looking for him to make something happen.
Yeah. I think you've got to give
disservice to other players as well.
No, I'm not saying it like other people did their work, but the season was special because of the Payet factor.
Yeah. And plus we had Payet and Lanzini. We had 2 luxuries on the pitch that clicked, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But he still would seem to have that defensive resilience in the games when we needed it, when we didn't have Payet, and then Lanzini got injured there. So there was no warning signs there that things were going.
Towards the end of that season, we lost to Swansea 4-1 at home.
Got absolutely played off the park.
We got absolutely played off the park that day, and then we went to Stoke and lost, which inevitably was the games that cost us the European place, the Champions League place, as it turned out. The bowling, the final bowling game, amazing memory, and I think that to me is what cemented how much this club meant to him.
Oh yeah, massive
on the night.
I mean, you could see how emotional he was at the end, couldn't you? You know,
everything.
It was an emotional night, and
it was an emotional season.
Yeah.
You know, you were saying to me, weren't you? Like, 'cause I used to sit with you, didn't I? As the games were counting down.
Yeah, do you remember at the beginning of that season though, when I said about I had a dream about a parade and it turned out the bus was obviously but I said it was obviously like we was going to win a cup or something. But I remember when I said the streets were going to be packed, and it was mad, wasn't it? And it actually turned out, and you never forget that night. I wouldn't swap that night now for a Champions League qualification, honestly.
It was almost like a cup parade that night.
Yeah, it was a day I'll never forget in my life, and it's good that I can watch it back with the Iron Man film that they made. You know,
and we spoke to Slav that night.
Yeah,
on the premiere, and yeah.
Do you think, looking back at the end of that season, that defeat to Swansea, that was the warning signs of things to come?
But the thing is, we've been shipping a couple of goals a few games before that as well.
I think I wouldn't say we overachieved that season, but you got to look at the season in a whole. Leicester won the league. Chelsea finished 10th. It was a weird season everyone was beating everyone. You know, it was just one of them crazy seasons
they come round once
probably
in a blue
never
moon,
ever see
they?
again in our lifetime. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you get the odd season like that now and again, don't you?
But then the season after, obviously moving to the London Stadium, that was the downfall for Bilic for me.
Well, I think the first things first. After playing out your skin that season, you know, we still had Payet at the time when we come into it. Although he started injured, didn't he?
Well, he went to the Euros, didn't he?
He came back late.
He had a great Euros, and even when you see Bilic out there doing the TV work, how proud he was of Payet.
Mention him,
You know,
one of his
they had
players.
that father and son relationship, didn't they? And then, like, Payet just sort of...
He came back a bit late. He came back for the Juventus game.
He played in the 10 minutes in the Juventus game, didn't he?
Yeah.
But then he was injured, wasn't he, for most of the
there was loads of
transfer
rumours
window
when there
being
is,
open.
yeah, he didn't want to be there, and the board didn't want to sell, and
It's Bilic's signings, weren't it? The players they brought in.
Bad signings.
Yeah. Too many gambles of players with no Premier League experience for me.
You could probably get away with one or two of them not firing, but all of them, it's a recipe for
It was
disaster.
13 signings or something.
Yeah.
Arbeloa,
Absolutely useless.
who, you know, we've seen what he said on Twitter recently
Twisted
about...
the knife, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's twisted the knife in Bilic, so he obviously wasn't happening. Faguli, who I thought should have been given more of a chance, but...
Torre.
You know, Gökhan Torre, Nordveit,
Scotty's mate.
who else? Ashley Fletcher, who's moved on since.
It was quite a few.
We sold Tompkins.
Yeah. Zarate got rid of.
Zarate we sold. Fernandez, who's turned out to be quite a handy player, but a bit lightweight.
Obiang, did he sign then?
No, I think he signed the season before.
Yeah.
But yeah, too many that just didn't work, you know, and
the worst two being Torre, definitely. Yeah, he played.
Yeah, it didn't work out for him, did it? No. I mean, I was quite excited when we signed him because I went on what I've seen.
No, he was last season. Last season. Yeah, that was start, wasn't it? Yeah, IU.
No, he came in January, didn't he?
No,
he didn't come in
Chelsea.
Yeah,
he got injured. That's why he was. That's why it feels
20
like
minutes into his debut.
Yeah, signed so much crap. I forget about it.
But isn't that you look at Torre was the biggest. Flop.
Yeah, he was a disappointment.
And like you said, from what you saw of him playing,
I'll be honest with you. When I looked at him, when I looked at the video packages of him. He looked like he was built for the Premier League.
Yeah.
You know, he's big, he's strong. He's like, as I said before, he was like a poor man's Payet at the time. He had skill and all that.
I thought he was going to challenge Antonio to start on the right. No, big letdown.
Massive letdown. Arbeloa obviously never. You know,
I've never seen a Premier League footballer run so slow.
Do you think that the board have let him down, Bilic?
Was that season? What do you mean?
Well, just in
general.
I think, especially this season, I think they've backed him. They've got him 5 of the players out of 7 that he wanted, so it's a good return. But I think them keep coming out saying he's got 2 games. We'll review his contract at the end of the season. Blah blah blah. It don't help, does it?
No.
Yeah, they never actually. I can't remember them actually ever coming out once and saying he's our man.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what they needed to do, didn't they?
Personally, I think since the day he come in, they've always looked to replace him.
Yeah, but I see what you're saying.
When they say like us 2 games, say he won both those games, then just go another 2 games, and then like that for the rest of the season.
Now,
you can't work like that.
Looking back now, you can see why now David Sullivan weren't that happy when we beat Spurs, because I think they was getting ready to sack him.
I think they'd already made the decision.
Moyes has been tapped out. Moyes said that he was spoken to on Monday, on Sunday night.
Yeah,
no way. He was in Dubai at the time.
I think I'm with you. I think the fact they were looking after that Brighton result, they were looking to replace him, and I just think that they were looking at we'll give him 2 games, but they were looking at this international break to bring in a new manager.
I think they give him the 2 games Tottenham Palace because I don't think they had any confidence of us winning at Wembley.
No.
And I think any sort of draw at Palace and they would have got rid of him. It was only that fact that we beat Spurs that they had to keep him on, because if they would, the fans would have been up in arms, wouldn't they? The fans that were backing Bilic.
Did the Payet thing affect him?
Payet thing affected the whole club, I think.
Yeah.
I think it affected the team,
It was
the manager, the board, the fans.
Wasn't it? You know,
it affected everyone. Even now, like we've all come out and said, "Oh, we hate him and all that." But look, he was a great player. And any club losing a great player like that, he's gonna suffer.
It was the timing of it. You know, the move wasn't going well. The stadium wasn't going well, and then to have probably one of the best players to pull on the shirt for a long time. You know, then turn around and say he wanted out. It just
if Man City lost De Bruyne now, they've still got a team of world class players.
Yeah.
We ain't.
We didn't.
We only had Payet, and the rest were just average players. People they were average players, but Payet was just that one step up.
Yeah,
you know, for a team like West Ham to lose a player like that, it affects everyone.
Of course it does.
It definitely affected the crowd, because how toxic was it over West Ham?
Well, it wasn't a nice place to be around the club at that time.
It hasn't been a nice place to be for a couple of seasons now.
He had a lot to deal with in going into that second season. A lot. The move, you know.
It was always going to be hard, wasn't it?
Of course it was.
It was for
the move was always going to be tough.
Yeah, for the fans, the board.
Unless they went out and bought like Man City bought, it was always going to be tough.
Yeah.
It's never going to be like. You know, some would say we're still not. How many wins we got there this year? 1?
Yeah, Huddersfield.
And that's it.
2 in the cup.
I think we've got 9 wins there.
Oh, Swansea, yeah. Huddersfield.
Sorry, yeah.
2 cup games.
Swansea.
2 cup games.
And after how many? We've played about 7 there, haven't we, this season? Liverpool.
Yeah.
Brighton.
Huddersfield.
Swansea.
Spurs.
6 in the league, 1 in the cup.
So 7 games and
we've won 3.
We've won 3, yeah.
It's not good.
No, it's especially who we've played.
Yeah, and the fact we started 3 games away from home.
Yeah,
you know,
it's not gone well for him.
That didn't help Bilic either, did it? The 3 games away from home.
Do you know what else didn't I think? That first season at London Stadium was the argument, so to speak, with Antonio playing him right back. You know, the stubbornness of that. Yeah, you know, you can ask someone to do it, but then to come out and turn around and say that I'm looking to make him a right back when he was one of our better attacking players.
The players haven't helped him, like especially this season.
Yeah,
many of them have underperformed. Like, you know, there's only 1 or 2. You can count on one hand how many have actually turned up for some games. But do you think he done himself at times? Do you think there's something underlying there? Do you think the players have lost any respect for him? Because the only reason I've brought that up is because of the Arbeloa thing. The Arbeloa thing was, you know, it wasn't out of the blue. He obviously fell out with Arbeloa, but you know, he's obviously not a big, massive fan of Bilic by saying better late than never. You know,
I mean, most of our players have got social media, and none of them have come out saying thanks to Bilic. I think it was all We've heard the stories over, especially the last few days. It was run like a holiday camp at that training ground at a club.
Well, like we said earlier, wasn't it? You know, if your boss allows you an easy ride,
yeah,
you take advantage. I think that he tried to show a bit of leeway with the players, and they took advantage of it.
I think because of all the complaints of the training and the amount of injuries we got in that.
Not only that, you got to look at people like Reece Oxford. Reece Oxford is a kid.
Yeah,
he should have natural stamina, and he's coming out. Yaps Dam has turned around. Someone in the Championship was saying he's not fit enough to play football.
No. And that's it. And that's the thing.
And that's not the first person to say that either. Like it's been said time and time again by players that left. You know, people who went to other clubs saying they're not in great condition. So that's
I think that not only boils down to Bilic, though. I think he had a poor backroom staff.
Yeah.
He had a 70-year-old fitness coach
who smokes.
Yeah, Julian Dix, club legend,
smokes.
but he even said it himself. He was a glorified ball boy. He didn't do nothing. The other geezer, E.T., I don't even know what he done. And there was another geezer there as well. They looked like. None of
it looked like he brought his mates in, didn't he?
It looked like he looked after his mates. It's like me getting an England job and employing all yous and just
we should have a jolly.
Have a jolly.
I'm fitness coach.
That first season, though, they were complaining that the training was too hard.
And that's where they went wrong.
And that's where they went wrong. I totally agree. They should have turned around and said,
"Well, that's the way." Yeah,
they said, "Don't like it, stay at home. Then you don't play."
Yep, and that's where he's gone wrong. He's doled down his training to keep people happy.
Yeah,
and then people started taking the piss.
Yeah,
and from what seems to be coming out is people took the piss, and he didn't reprimand them.
Well,
I think
the story come out. I think I heard it last night on the West Ham Way radio show. X was talking about saying about Arnautovic. Bilic told him last week that he's got to learn, he's got to do his stamina and all that, get his stamina up, doing sprints and that. Arnautovic went nah and walked off. Bilic didn't discipline him or nothing. You let players do that. No wonder he's lost his job.
Also, as well, I'd read a story that apparently the board had said to him, like, you got to get rid of your coaching staff and employ people, and he sort of like resisted.
Yeah, he's going to be loyal to them. Yeah. He's going to be, because the only coach that's probably done well there is Chris Woods.
That's why he's still there.
And he's still.
And Gary Lewin, is it Gary Lewin?
Yeah, the physio.
Physio that's come in, you know.
But I think that was more, Lewin was more brought in because our medical staff have been awful for God knows how long.
And it does seem to have improved a bit as well.
Well, yeah, it did
a little bit.
Up to 2 games ago, and then
it picked up a few injuries, but
not on the scale that we have been picking them.
No.
I don't think.
So that was it. 2 losses. A win against Spurs.
Draw against
Palace.
And then
an absolute embarrassment of a defeat.
I think after the Liverpool defeat, I mean, when you watch it back on the TV, when that final whistle went, Bilic turned round. He knew he was gone.
I think he knew he was gone at the Spurs game.
He looked at his coaching staff. They went to shake his hand. He was just like, he just knew he was gone, and it was the end. It's a shame the way it ended for him, because I wanted him to succeed, but he had to go.
Anyone who takes you over,
turn it around, but
but it's been going on too long. It's not only stemmed this season, this last season.
It's the right decision.
Of course,
I'll stick by the decision. It's the right decision. I've said it since the beginning of the season. We played an absolute shower of shit in pre-season, and we struggled, like physically struggled against some German 4th division teams. And
stuck 3 past us.
Yeah, like everyone else is out. You see Leicester going out to Beijing and playing Man City and fucking Tottenham.
Well, we played Man City, didn't we? But
that was men against boys.
Well, that was it. That summed up. I think when you look back at that game, that sums up our season.
We looked. Well,
it's not that. It's when we, you look at the pre-season and you look at the teams we played there. There was no intensity in it. The games that we was winning, we was just strolling round. And the games that we was, losing, we was still strolling round.
Every game looked like
games, the results don't matter. They don't matter at all. But you've got to push yourself, and that's what we wasn't doing. We wasn't pushing.
That's why I'd rather play against big teams in pre-season games, proven teams, not these little 4th division teams, because they're going to go into you. They don't care. They're playing against Premier League players.
Exactly.
They're going to want to prove their self.
That's it.
It's just a bit more competitiveness, The teams that the teams that we was beating, we was just strolling around, and we was just good enough to score 4 or 5, whatever it was. But we was conceding 3. So the signs were there at the beginning. We didn't apply ourselves properly in the pre-season. We definitely haven't applied ourselves properly in the league this year. The stats don't lie, mate. We're 20th on sprints. We're 20th on distance covered.
Conceded the most
goals.
We never play with any. It's pedestrian. We don't play with any zip or.
I mean, that Liverpool game, we started off really well in the first 10, 15. We conceded a goal. By the 70th minute, we're blowing out our arseholes and they're fucking pinging shots left, right, and centre.
I think what summed it up for me with that Liverpool game is that you're 20 minutes into the game, they get a break, and you've got Cech, Kiate and Reed jogging back.
No, I'm going to disagree with you, right? Watch that back. Yeah, watch
Reed's
that
the
goal
only
back. Reed is the only one busting a bollock to get there.
but
Fernandes, whose fault it was for losing out.
It might have been Fernandes. I was thinking
you watch him, Reed overtakes him.
Yeah, Cech and it must have been Fernandes then, but they're just jogging back.
That's it, and that's pathetic. Because at the end of the day, as much as whether you've got the arse with a manager or not, you're playing for the shirt on your back.
And once again, when that fourth goal went in, did you see anyone arguing amongst themselves? No, they don't. Hands on hips. I sat here, said exactly the same thing last year when we lost 3-0 at Southampton.
One player looked like he had the arse in that game, and that was Joe Hart.
Yeah, because he's conceding goals left, right, and centre, and they're not his fucking fault.
And Reed in a way as well. Reed was pissed off. You could see it. But that's two players out of team.
Anyway,
Bilic is gone.
So Bilic is gone.
I'm a bit disappointed though that some of the players haven't come out and said something. Because some of them players
maybe it's better they don't.
No, but some of the players wouldn't be here if it weren't for him.
Yeah,
you know
I know,
what I mean?
but maybe it's better that they don't.
Yeah, no, they've got to impress.
I'll be honest with you. I think he lost the dressing room.
He did lose the dressing room.
Lost the
ace. But a bit of professionalism. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you don't get that from footballers, mate.
Distance from the pitch, he lost his dugout as well.
Yeah, but it don't take a lot just to come out and say something.
Say thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Or
Andy Carroll hasn't tweeted since last year.
Don't get started.
Since he got
Stop
caught
dragging Bilic out. I want to talk about Moyes.
Since he got caught on the piss with Randolph that time.
Yeah.
Anyway, new era has begun. A couple of days later, rumours started cycling around on a Sunday.
On a Sunday, it was during the Liverpool game. The rumours started coming out, weren't it?
You leave that Liverpool game alone.
Well, it started coming out on Sunday. That Moyes had been appointed. There was just a matter of time. He did get sacked on a Sunday, didn't he?
I think that
did he?
Monday.
No, he got Monday.
Sorry,
on the Monday.
Moyes was announced Monday night, wasn't he? And I think it was obvious because all the backroom staff went, apart from Chris Woods, who's worked with him at Everton and United. So obviously, Moyes has gone. I don't want them. I want him. I'm bringing my own backroom staff in.
And it was met with a lot of negative.
Yeah.
I think I'll be honest with you, mate. I think it's absolutely disgusting the way our fans on social media.
Give him a chance. He hadn't even started the job yet.
Honestly, some of the things I've seen written about Moyes, the bald, wishing them dead.
People saying it, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Leave me out of it.
No, but people wanting a change. We get a change. I think we're the only club in the world that can sack a manager, get a new manager, and be more negative.
Yeah.
And the bloke ain't even
that's before he'd even taken his first training session.
You
know what I mean?
The job at Sunderland hasn't done him any favours. To be honest, I don't know why he took that job.
No one would have kept Sunderland side up.
Sunderland could have gone down at any point in 5 years, 6 years.
Well, they look like they're going down in.
Mourinho wouldn't have kept them up.
No. I'm sorry, but
Guardiola wouldn't have kept them up.
You cannot judge them, and I've said this from day dot, right? And I've seen big profiles coming out about Moyes saying, I'm never going to be going over to West Ham while he's in charge and all that. Look, he was at Everton, yeah? At the end of the day, he's got a 6-month deal. He is the man now that takes us from this point in the season. He's got 2 weeks before we get back into the Premier League season. We go Watford away. Apparently, he took them for a training session, and some of them blown out their arse.
First day.
And
then he got them in a double session.
Double one the next day. Yeah.
He's trying to right the... And the way that the negative comments... And I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to name any people. I don't want to embarrass them on, because we've got a big platform and that. But some of them said stuff on the first day and have backed out the next day. You know what I mean? There's a few like that.
Yeah.
But I'm never going to go and see West Ham again, and then all of a sudden, a few days later, has gone past.
Yeah.
Probably seen a couple of his press conferences, and all of a sudden, I'll still go. Of course, I'll still go.
Yeah, but
I can understand frustration
Yeah.
Right, I can understand frustration.
I understand it, right? I understand it completely because I'm going to tell you where this negativity comes from. It stems from, I don't know whether anyone's seen the 10-point plan from 2010.
Yeah.
And a lot of that hasn't been met. A lot of the promises we got made when we went to the stadium hasn't been met, and that's where it comes from. But I will say this here and now. It is not David Moyes' fault.
No,
David Moyes has got a phone call to take a test. And I tell you what, right, the way people have met this on social media, I've never said a negative word. At the end of the day, he is now the West Ham United manager. I support West Ham United. Yeah? Go and ask Everton fans. We had an Everton fan on our channel, how good he thinks he is. He thinks he's a good manager. The United fan... he followed Alex Ferguson.
That's a poison chalice.
Yeah, but it's not even that, mate.
That's big shoes
you look
to
at
follow.
any of the ex-players and people that have worked with Moyes, they've all come out and said he'll whip them into shape. He's a great coach. Yes, Sunderland was, like we said,
I think that's what
squad in
people are
the
looking
Premier
at.
League,
They're
yeah.
looking at that.
Real
At the table.
Sociedad, like any manager going abroad, English manager, doesn't do well, really, do they? Man United was, and the thing is, he done better than Van Gaal.
And
He done better than Van Gaal, so
in the same amount of time.
In the same amount of time.
Yeah.
So it was always going to be difficult. So, like Nicky said, it's not his fault we're in this position. All he's going to do is come in, and I'll be honest with you, what I've seen of him, the way he's spoken, seeing that he's got no connection with West Ham. He's really impressed me.
Yeah. But
he's
got a point to prove now, hasn't he? He's rebuilding his career, and he looks at this. This could be the platform for him.
The frustrations of with the ball, I think it's unfair to take it out on him.
But it's also go for Allardyce. Yeah. In the end, it's sideward steps.
I said to
Do you
Scott,
get what I mean? We've not stepped forward in a manager. We've gone from Allardyce to Bilic, which at first season we thought was forward. It's not. It's sideways. And then we've gone to Moyes.
Which is another
sideways
let's look
step.
what was out there, because we was never going to pay for a compensation. So you've got Harry Redknapp, failed at Birmingham. Pardew would have been a decent choice, me personally, I would have thought, but he failed at Palace. Allardyce, you don't go back to your ex.
No.
You know what I mean? And you've also got Koeman, who apparently we did approach, but he didn't want to come. Fair enough. Yeah. But all these people that think we should be going for the Ancelottis and all that, we're never going to get Ancelotti. We're not. Ancelotti won't want to come and manage.
Not in the shape we're in now. Not in the
any
shape,
Scott.
No,
any shape, Scott.
no.
Any shape, Ancelotti will not come and manage us. A Mancini, I can see us attracting, but not an Ancelotti.
You will get a big manager, if things are going right.
If you're at the right end of the table and there's money
there. So if we would have got Ancelotti, if the board would have gone out and paid £10 million compensation and got him in, who's to guarantee that he's going to come in and he's going to turn us around?
Exactly, there ain't none.
There ain't no guarantee. So this is what you have to look at.
We know
sometimes.
they were never going to do
We would get that type of manager when we start investing in the team.
That's what I mean.
And start running up the
right,
table and start showing a bit of ambition.
Yeah.
And that's not me saying that getting Moyes is no ambition. But Moyes is a good old-fashioned British manager with good old-fashioned coaching skills.
You need
that will
someone.
Get all that this team. I'm telling you now, we've got the talent in this team. Yeah. We've got people like Antonio, Lanzini, Arnautovic, as fucking lazy as he is. Carroll, Hernandez. We've got players there that will score. They've done it last season.
This is
They've got players there. They've got players there. And we've also got Reed, Collins, Fonte, Zabaleta. Cresswell, who gets in England team.
We've got an international keeper behind them.
Chekiate, who's a brilliant player. Obiang, who's a brilliant player. England's number one at the back. All that this needs is fitness, organisation, discipline, and to get them motivated for match days. And I think he'll do. He ticks all in boxes.
Yeah, this is what I said on post-match pint the other day. He's inheriting a talented squad, but just low on confidence. And the thing is, training sessions he's done so far, and it's a fresh start for every single player, because under Bilic, certain players knew that they was picked, including Noble. Including Noble. And do you know what I like? Martinez is in the first team squad now. Josh Cullen's back now. So these players now have got a chance, and he likes to bring through youth. He done it with Rooney. He done it with other players at Everton.
The thing for me is as well, we needed someone who'd experienced this type of the battle, you know, because it weren't always great under Everton. You know, they were down there fighting sometimes. They were never close to getting relegated.
Yeah,
but
in
they were
10
fighting.
Seasons, he finished in the top 8 times. And he got them the fourth once.
But that's what I'm saying.
He got LMA Manager of the Year about 4 times in them.
But that's what I'm saying. He's been in that dogfight situation before.
The FA Cup final, that was Chelsea. Yeah. But the thing is, you're always judged like a player on your last performance, like he's judged on his last job.
Yep.
People, I've seen fans from other clubs comment on our videos saying, "Oh, West Ham are guaranteed relegation." Guaranteed? How are we guaranteed relegation? People, all I see is media putting up our December fixtures. Fuck this! We've got January, February, March, April, and May to play as well.
The thing is, we were fucked if Bilic had stayed. To be honest, it wouldn't have mattered.
And
if
the
we
thing
kept
is,
Bilic, it still would have been the same. You know, we would have been.
We've got Watford away, winnable. We've got Leicester away. Leicester at home, winnable. Everton away, which is a winnable game. Then we go into that tough month. Man City away. That's a tough one. I can't see us picking up anything.
There's not going to be many teams that.
But I said to you, Chelsea at home and Arsenal at home. Why not? Go at them. Why can't we get anything?
Get the crowd behind you.
And then we play teams like Stoke, Newcastle, Bournemouth. They're winnable games. So why everyone keeps concentrating on these Arsenal games and Chelsea games? So what?
That's
as long as we
games
pick
out
up
of 38.
points
Everyone's
off the teams
got to play
around
them.
us.
Exactly.
Everybody's got to play
As long as we
them.
pick up teams points off the teams around us and the wins there, do you know what? I'm confident. I'm confident we're going to stay up.
He's certainly he's
I'm
making the right noises anyway.
I'm not just confident we're going to stay up. I'm confident we're going to be mid-table or higher.
Yeah, someone tweeted me, saying because I said I sat under a season under Avram Grant, so I'm going to give Moyes a chance, and he said, "Yeah, but look what happened that season. We went down underground." And I said, "Well," he said, "Look what you just said there. You said we never made a change in that season. We went down. We've made a change this season, so it is different."
Yeah, but they've acted.
They had to.
They left it too late with Grant.
I'm not going to slag everyone off that slagged off Moyes. At the end of the day, I think the frustrations are deeper than David Moyes.
He weren't my first choice.
It wasn't anyone's. I said you would have to go to find a West Ham fan who actually wanted Moyes in is rare.
Yeah,
but
I don't think
get
anyone
behind him. Don't start
slagging
slagging him off before he's even taken a training session.
Like you said, he's saying the right things in his press conference when he said, "If you don't run, you don't play."
Yeah.
You know, if you
don't
do
look
this,
after
you don't
yourself,
play.
do this.
Even we was talking.
That's what we
me
need.
and you was talking, weren't we?
Yeah.
Saying about people taking the piss out of the Obiang video where he's doing a one-on-one with Obiang, showing him how to turn. And everyone's going, he ain't a school kid. No, he's not. But he's teaching him basic football because that's what we have to go back to. Basic things.
Exactly.
One touch, turn out. That's not Obiang 1, 2, 3 touch going backwards.
Yep.
But people look at it. Oh, look at him. He's you know, that's
Joe,
fell off.
Joe, sorry, that was me. I think I pulled it off. Joe, what made me laugh though?
Get back up then.
It took Obiang.
Leave it.
Sausage.
It took Obiang 3 or 4 attempts to actually get what he meant.
Yeah, but
do you know what I mean? But that's it. If you got to go
what
back
you got to
to
remember
basics
as well
sometimes.
is Moyes has only got 6 or 7 first team players there. There's a lot away on international duty. He's already spoke to Hernandez and said, "You're my main man." This was another thing. People were banging on about, "Oh, Man United, he dropped him." He wasn't the main man at Man United because he had Rooney and I think Van Persie was there.
But if I remember correctly, right, it wasn't him he fell out with. It was Van Gaal.
No, it was Moyes. Moyes loaned him out, didn't he, to Real Madrid? He was there, and then
we had this.
Van Gaal.
That's
what a bastard.
Worse things
No,
get
yeah.
that too, isn't there? You know what I mean?
No, but that's what I'm saying. He didn't. He's not first choice. He's already told Hernandez. And look, as much as I couldn't care less whether he's at the club or not, but it's a new start for Diafra Sakho. You know, he might take to Sakho. He might turn around and say, "Sakho, look, you're my main man as well. I want you two to play together." You know, you never know. Like I don't want personally. I couldn't care if Sakho left tomorrow, but if he starts scoring as a fickle football fan, of course I'm going to get behind him. I want West Ham to win. I don't want Sakho to win games. I want West Ham to win games.
As I said, we're paying his ways, so we might as well make use of his abilities.
But over his track record, he'll probably fall out with Moyes as well.
That's it.
But Moyes strikes me as the sort of manager
And
that
Arnautovic as well.
Sort of
And Arnautovic, he's another player that I think Moyes can get the best out of. These players, it's a fresh start for everyone. For Creswell's been poor the last couple of seasons. Maybe now it's a fresh start for him, new manager.
Yeah. No, I'll make you right. And like you said, bringing Martinez into the third team squad. If Cullen is back, you know, I don't think he was having the best time.
You got Declan Rice there.
Exactly. Do you know what made me laugh today? Was it today or yesterday? Reading reports that West Ham may sell their young stars to finance January.
That was
transfer.
the Mirror making up
What
stuff.
a load of crap.
They made up a lot of stuff. It's all I've seen is media is being negative towards West Ham.
But they like being media, like being negative.
Yeah, but do you know what I listen
it all
to?
goes back to the
I
stadium.
don't listen to
That's what it all goes
a
back to.
50-year-old fat journalist who don't know fuck all. I like listening to the ex-pros and the players that have worked with Moyes, and I listen to them more than what I listen to them just because they can sell a paper.
Yeah,
I don't trust papers at all, mate. They can all stick it out their arse.
Exactly.
As far as I'm concerned. So, are we happy?
I wasn't, but I am now. I'm actually warm to him, and I like what he's done so far.
Yeah.
Listen, he can have the best training sessions for the next 2 weeks, but we get spanked at Watford, it means nothing. You know, the fans are gonna get on his back, and there's people actually out there that want to see him foul, so they can just stick 2 fingers up to the ball and say you're wrong.
Yeah.
I want my football team to win.
If he fouls, we're in the championship.
Liver sausage sandwich.
Liver sausage.
Like I said, I was the same. When the first
Christ.
appointment, I weren't overly happy, but
Nah.
looking at it and looking what he's saying and look at what he's doing at the minute, you know, it
think
may
that-
be what we need.
A lot of it was knee-jerk reaction before he'd taken his first press conference and all that, like you say.
Like I said, we're all focusing on the failure at Sunderland, the failure at thingy.
Yeah.
Sorry,
But
mate.
let's just
Love
look at.
liver sausage.
It's a fresh start for us, fresh start for him, and hopefully he gets the best out.
No,
of
I
us.
was. Do you know? I was always like, and I swear it. Of course, if you had a choice of all the managers in the world,
exactly. You wouldn't even look at him.
You wouldn't look at him. But from what was out there, I was always thinking, do you know what? That's an alright appointment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I thought to myself from the get go, when everyone else was having a breakdown on social media, I'm never going to watch a fucking West Ham game with Moyes and Shaw. I was thinking to myself, do you know what? All this team need is a bit of discipline and a bit of decent
Fitness.
training, fitness training, and someone to whip him into shape, a bit like Sam. And Moyes is of that school. And I'm telling you now, I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah,
My these words could come back to haunt me at the end of the season,
yeah.
but I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised.
Well, like I said, a
When
change
we're at,
needed to be
when we're
made.
20th.
It's been made.
Bolton away next season, go like that. I thought you said it'd be all right.
Yeah.
That's my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, I'm confident. I think you get the best out of our players. I think players are going to step it up now, and also he gets to January. He'll probably have a little bit of money to play. Probably bring in a couple of experienced players. I think he'll look for another centre back. I think he'll look for another defensive midfielder and probably another attacking midfielder. I think we'll be strong. And the players we've been linked with already. I mean, like you got Fellaini, Barkley, Jack Wilshere. I think any one of them would add to
I'll
our
be honest,
squad.
if, like I said, we've said this before. If Wilshere's available, we got to get.
Listen, I seen an
This is
interview
what
with
we
Jack
were
Wilshere
saying,
last
we were
night.
talking about it
And
earlier.
he said that he wants to go to the World Cup and he has to be playing regularly in the Premier League. He's not
Got
going
to
to get
take
that at Arsenal.
Got to
Listen,
take him.
come West Ham. But look, let's just worry about the players we've got now, because from now until January, Moyes might not even be a West Ham manager in January if he
No,
goes
no,
tits
exactly,
up and
exactly.
he loses the
Yeah.
next 7-8 games in a row. You know what I mean? So, but I'm confident. I'm confident that Watford game, I think we'll get a result, and I think Leicester at home would be. The atmosphere is going to be a lot better.
I think it's more about the performances as well. Than
Yeah, that's it.
The performances need to be.
He's got to show that if he goes to Watford and get beat, it ain't the end of the world. So long as the performance and the commitment from the players has improved.
One thing I like that he said.
Watford been
That's
pretty
what
strong
I'm
at home
saying.
this
They were
year.
good-
They've
they
been
were
strong
good
at
side
home
at
this
home.
year.
But
So-
they was 2-0 up at Everton, lost 3-2, so that's going to do their confidence.
Yeah,
a bit, innit?
yeah.
And the thing is, one thing I like what he said the other day is that he's going to work from the back forward. He's going to start at the back. He's going to get that defence spot on because he's been watching us. He's been probably watching us for the last 2 months. Every one of our games. Because he knew he was coming in.
Yeah.
And he knows where we're leaking, and he knows where we need to be improved, and he knows the players that can improve us.
The thing is, he's got Zaba's back available for that game, isn't he? So that's a big boost having him back.
All right, shall we wrap it up there?
Yes, let's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of, this special edition of, what did we call it?
Is it post Bilic?
Post-Bilic chat or something?
Post-Bilic Moyes.
chat? Well, whatever it was.
Post-Bilic
Thanks very
chat.
much for joining us. Go and check out the rest of our content for all this week. We'll have more content coming up over the next week as we get back into the Premier League game, international fixtures, of course, but there will be stuff coming up over the weekend. If you agree with us about Bilic, should he have gone? Leave comments in the comment section down below. And Moyes, Do you share our optimism? And if you don't share our optimism, tell us why in the comment section down below. Don't just leave comments saying you're going to get relegated or you're destined to get relegated. Tell us why we're going to destined to get relegated. If you don't agree with us here, leave a like on the video. It always helps us out. If you're new, subscribe and click the little bell on the right to make sure you get all of our videos in your sub box. One thing left to say, boys.
Come on, you
Come on, you